אנחנו, איך אומרים לזה, צ'ולנט אין תורה, שכינה אין תורה, בעזרת השם. אנחנו נעשה עברית ואנגלית.
Listen, I'll give you whatever to say.
Perfect.
Go with it.
Ask question, it's okay. We want question. Hashem said, know me, right? Before you believe, you have to know Hashem. יש לך כיפה? ברוך השם, לא ראיתי, יפה מאוד. Okay, so because of, this immense days we went through the last 2 days, השואה, the Holocaust, and גם כן מרד וורשה, גטו וורשה, 80 שנה היום, and we have to honor our Jewish brothers and sisters. Yeah. But before we talk about the Holocaust, we have to understand, למה קרה? מה קרה? איך פתאום כזאת שואה? מה קרה? הכל בתורה. Everything is in the Torah. Everything that happened in the world is in the Torah. Every one of us is in the Torah. Everything that you see in the world, every country, every event, everything is in the Torah. There is a code. Okay, there's the code HaTanachi. Okay, there were several professors that were mathematicians. They were not religious. The moment they discovered, one of them, his name is Michelson. Okay, from UCLA. Okay, he was #1 professor of math, Jewish guy. הוא פיתח איזו תוכנה כזאתי, שכל כך טובה, חבר שלו, he has a friend, a religious guy, says, let's try it on the Torah, see what happened. We found the codes of the 50s. There's skips of 50s. Every 50 letters, there is, for an example, if you take this word the Holocaust is hitting, it says here in Parashat Vayelech, which is in the book of Devarim, Deuteronomy, in which chapter 31, verse 14. Okay, that's where the Holocaust is hitting. בעלייה של שישי, חמישי במידר, שזה הולך עם מקום אחר. It says, ויאמר אדוני אל משה, הן קרבו ימיך למות. Hashem says to Moshe, you're going to die soon. Oh. The book of Devarim is 36 days. The whole book of Devarim is only 36 days. The last 36 days of Moshe Rabbeinu. מאלף בשבט until זין באדר. 36 יום. הוא נותן את התורה שוב פעם. The repetition of the Torah, of the 4 books. And Hashem says, קרא את יהושע והתייצבו באוהל מועד. Bring Joshua, we're going to make him your replacement. נכון? And then Hashem says to him in Pasuk Tetzayin, Hashem says, ויאמר אדוני אל משה, הנך שוכב עם אבותיך. You'll be rested with your parents in the heavens. And something going to happen. וקם העם הזה וזנה. The people of Israel would leave me. Okay? אחרי אלוהי נכר. They'll go after other gods. And when they do that, Asher hu bashama, they'll be in countries outside of Israel. You're not supposed to leave Israel unless you have a shlichut. Right? It says.
That's why the Rebbe didn't go.
Yeah. It says until Mashiach come.
How can I go back?
That's right. That's what Yosef did in Egypt. He said, bury me here until we got out together. Right? Many Rabbanim in Morocco, in Baghdad, in everywhere. Right? Many buried outside of the land of Israel. So he says, "Ve'yelchu acharei Elohei nechar," go after other gods. Asher hu bashama bekirbo, they will, what we call, assimilate in such ways that they will they would leave me. Ve'azavuni ve'heferet beriti asher karatitu. They would leave everything about the being Jewish and the Torah. Hashem. Now, if you take Vayomer Hashem el Moshe, the word Moshe, what's the last letter of Moshe? Hey. If you count every 50 letters, HaShoah. And Hashem says, I will hide my face from them. Aster astir et panai. He says, I will be very angry with them because they left me. Vehestarti panai mehem. Vehaya lechol v'matzu ra'ot rabot. He said, they'll have such horrific things. Why? Because they left me. Not just they left me, they went after other God. In the 1700s, mid-1700, there was a new group of Reform rabbis pretended to be Orthodox. Moshe Mendelssohn and all his team. And they actually started a thing called Tnoat HaSkala, right? The Enlightenment movement. They said to all the Jewish people in 5-6 countries in Europe, stop studying Torah. Go to the universities. Become supportive of yourself. Get out of the ghettos. and be a doctor, be a lawyer, be a this, be that. Leave completely the Torah. It's okay. We're giving you heter. Between 1745 until the Holocaust, 4 generations, almost 90% of them became non-Jews.
Wow.
Imagine, millions. There were sidurim in Berlin that they took the word Yerushalayim and put the word Berlin.
Wow.
Yeah, of course.
Crazy.
This enlightenment program, it's what they do in Israel today. In Israel, most of the people came religious, Yamanit, right? כל המשפחה שלך היו דתיים, right? Everybody would payot. What they do then, cut their payot, send them to school. Your father won a job, you have to go to Shomer HaTzair, you have to work in this left schools. They basically took all the Jews and converted them to basically just like Christians. It says Hashem, והסתרתי את פניי מהם. They will say, where are you, Hashem? And I will hide my face from them. Everything, the final solution, Hitler, Eichmann, all the names of the Nazis are here in this Torah, in this section. Okay? When people says, where Hashem? זה הכל לפני בריאת העולם. You know, Masechet Shabbat, Tracket of Shabbat, in page 88-2. It says that Hashem, the Torah existed. כן. מי שלומד תורה, they understand. Hashem looked at the Torah and created the world, נכון? Midrash Rabbah. But the Gemara says that the Torah exists 974 generations before creation. 974 דורות לפני בריאת העולם.
So the Torah existed
before.
The Torah,
yeah. Bereshit bara Elohim et, right? We say Bereshit bara Elohim et. What's et? Aleph through Tav, the Torah. נכון? Torah. You look at the Torah and he created the world. Not vice versa. Science says the opposite. The world created, then the Torah comes. It's exactly the opposite.
Wow.
So the Holocaust, for an example, you heard of the word temple, right? Mm-hmm. Temple is not a Hebrew thing. It's a Knessia. It's Christian.
Oh, okay.
There's a reform group open temples where men and women together sing on Shabbat together, piano, lights.
That's reforms.
That's reform, right?
Right.
No,
yep. Is there today in today's world?
Today we have the same thing.
No, it was more black and white.
No, but today
there is conservative. There is big synagogue in La Cienega.
You know, that's right. You know, conservatives maybe 30, 40 years ago, they were like the Orthodox of today.
That's right. Because I remember I went to a conservative Hebrew school.
Yeah.
Taught me how to daven. Yeah. Everything.
Today, even Orthodox.
Together, but everything else was.
You know, there is a ma'amar in the Gemara. It says that Hashem is not upset with the non-religious people.
Oh, I heard it.
He's upset with the religious people.
Yeah.
Hashem says, you know, something very amazing. Hashem says, you know, and it says, Banim atem la'Hashem Elokechem. You all my children. Don't make groups. לא תתגודדו ולא תיתנו כורחה ביניכם. Don't be like Korach. No מחלוקת. You know, if you go today in Yerushalayim, there is almost 300 different, you know, זרם של דתיים. יש אורתודוקס דס, ויש את הגור, ויש את החב"ד, ויש את המרוקאים, ויש את הספרדים, ויש את המזרחים, ויש את הציונים. And everybody hates each other. אלוהים ישמור. Of course זה לא טוב. It's the worst thing you can do. Mashiach is delayed because of that. אבל יש דרך אחת. תמים תהיה עם השם אלוקיכם. You heard? תמים?
Perfect.
That's it. You know what's tamim?
Yeah.
It's humble. So, you know, trust Hashem. You know, in the Haggadah, we read about the 4 kids, right? We talk about who is the best kid there? Not the Chacham that asks questions. It's the Tamim that trust Hashem, everything is okay. Tam is Torah mitzvot. Right?
Oh, Torah mitzvot.
Yeah, Tam, Torah mitzvot. Mihaya, who's the first Tam? יעקב, איש תם יושב אוהלים. תם, נוח היה איש תם בדורו, דהיינו ממש זמנית, יעקב for eternity. נכון?
נוח זה כאילו יחסית.
יחסית למה שהיה. תארו לכם, כל אחד שם היה אונס, רוצח, everybody is a rapist and murder, they sleep with animals, everything. But Noach didn't. But Noach, he became, as after the... Esau, same thing. Right?
Same thing. He was a wild.
You know, Esav should be religious. It comes, it's the best kavod av. כל התנאים, they say, I wish we were close to Esav's kavod av. היה לו כזה כבוד אב שאפילו תנאים לא הגיעו לזה. You know, there's a story of one of the Tanaim. He's one of the best Tanaim in the history of the world, Eliezer ben Hyrcanus. He was so good that they put a cherem on him.
Who put?
All the rabbis, because he was so ahead of them, and they were fighting him on everything. Kanaut. It was a kina. So there was one time, he was very rich too. One time, he looked for an employee. So this guy come to work for him, a guy that just began tshuva. So he says, here's your money. Every night he says, here's your money for today. The Tana says to the employee. This employee says, no, keep it, next week. Keep it because, I'm working, I don't want to lose it. Please, just keep it. You make a list and then pay me when we're done. A month goes by, אומר לו, הנה הכסף, בוא קח. אומר לו, לא, עוד חודש, עוד כך.
Wow.
3 years. He comes after 3 years, before Rosh Hashanah, he says, I'm leaving, I have to go home. I need to bring food. I have to bring you, can you pay me, please?
3 years.
אומר לו, 3 שנים. אומר לו, התנה, מחילה, אין לי כסף לתת לך. אז הוא אומר לו, אולי תן לי אדמה, משהו, במקום, שיהיה לו איזה נכס. הוא אומר, אין לי. הוא אומר לו, תן לי קצת פרים, כבשים, give me some cattle, give me, he says, אין לי. He says, you have nothing? Or אין לי. This Baal Tshuva says, okay, thank you, it was nice meeting you, and he went home.
And the Baal Tshuva is someone famous, someone...
It says when he get home, he comes to his wife after 3 years. That was his beginning of the tshuva. Before he was the worst. So come Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, all of a sudden, this rabbi, the Tana, Rabbi Eliezer ben Hyrcanus, shows up in his house with 3 donkeys, one filled with food, with money, one filled with food, and one carry with him a lot of cattle. He says to him, I don't understand. You're just beginning tshuva. How do you have such faith in me? How can you give up 3 years of work? He says, you told me you don't have money. I figured, something happened. What can I do? It happens to all of us. I was poor all my life, I know. He says, what about the land? He says, maybe you gave it to Bet HaMikdash. So here's, as a maaser, I give it to... What about the cattle? It's the same, korbanot. He said, here, everything you earn times 100.
Wow.
Who was this young man? Rabbi Akiva. So he prayed, he says, you will be the biggest tzaddik in the world.
Wow.
Because of your emunah in Hashem, tam, he was tam. Rabbi Akiva was so tam. He was, when he met Rachel, the daughter of Kollel Savua, by the way, his name is not Kollel Savua. זה הכינוי שלו. כל כלב רעב היה בא אוכל אצלו. היה לו את בית תמחו, 3 עשירים היו בישראל. He was one of the 3, like a כלב. Kollel Savua. His real name is Rabbi Yoshua Bar Kufsai. Yes, that's his name.
You said 3 of them.
3 of them. There was Ben Gurion, one of them, and there was Tarfon, one of them. No, היה Ben Gurion שהאכיל 3, they actually gave food to Jerusalem for 21 years. When the Roman wanted to destroy, 21 years. Matzor, they fed Yerushalayim for 21 years. ככה עשירים, את כל מי שהיה בירושלים. פה מימין. הנה. So, let's continue. So, the Holocaust is hitting in the Torah.
Rabbi Akiva?
It was Rabbi Akiva before he became Rabbi Akiva.
That's how we start.
That's how he started. Because his wife, when he met her, she was 13 years old. And he was already divorced with a child. And bald, kireach. And he worked for her father, Kollel Savua, cleaning the horses. הוא מנקה את העורבה. אבל היא הייתה צופה ממנו, הוא עושה את זה כזה באהבה, ושר ומנקה, מדבר עם הסוסים, like very, very nice. She said to her father, I want to marry him. Her father says, are you crazy? He doesn't know how to speak and write and read, nothing. He barely speaks Hebrew even. And he hates, he told me that he hates, Rabbi Akiva used to say, give me a Talmid Chacham, a Chassid, and I'll break him with the bone of the donkey. It's a little beast, shel neshicha, shel chamor. It's very, very dangerous.
Wow.
But he made the tshuva now. He's in the process, right?
What age he did that? that he made the tshuva?
40
years old.
Yeah.
And he was completely gone.
Completely now Jewish. His father made the conversion. By the way, you know who's his grandfather and grandmother? You heard of Sisera and Yael? You know, Sisera came and raped Yael 7 times.
He raped her?
He raped her 7 times. But Yael saw something that she had Ruach HaKodesh. That's why I said, Tevorach Yael minashim. She saw in the neshama that he will bring to the world the father of Rabbi Akiva. She saw Yosef. They had a child named Yosef. Yosef made tshuva, converted, and he had Rabbi Akiva. That's Yael. It's a good name to give to.
I wonder what happened if you work today for somebody for 3 years and you come in the end to ask for your money.
Probably show up with a shotgun, right?
Something like that.
So now it says this Enlightenment movement really brought such chaos upon the Jewish people. They said that, Berlin became like Jerusalem. Nobody wants to be in Israel. Everybody left Israel to Germany, to Poland.
You do it now.
Even now. Even, we are here in America, for an example, right? Why? We come in to do a tikkun. Hashem put us where the neshama, because when Hashem created Adam, HaKadosh Baruch Hu bara et Adam mikol ha'olam, rak et harosh mehar habayit. The head is from Jerusalem, from the Mikdash, but the whole body is from all over the world. So wherever we are, if we are here, that's where our neshama came from, California. The part of the Adam, not neshama, the Adam, the physical part, came from California. And we are, you can.
האדם הראשון, הוא זכה לדברים שהרבה אנשים לא זכו להם.
נצר הבריאה, כן.
נכון?
נכון.
הוא זכה לראות את כבוד השם.
לדבר פנים אל פנים.
הוא דיבר, שמע, אבל גם לראות.
נכון.
כי מעטה סגולה, גם אברהם אבינו זכה לזה.
בטח, כן. גם משה רבנו.
מעטים מאוד זכו לסגולה הזאת.
מחילה, נוסיף. גם עם ישראל ביציאת מצרים בים, זה אלי וענווהו, הם ראו את השם.
כן, ראו את הכבודו.
רק, למה? כי הם נכנסו למקווה, יצאו מהטומאה, הקדוש ברוך הוא נותן להם את העומר, 49 יום, יום 50, מתן תורה. מקבלים 10 דיברות. כן, אבל לא, כתוב בתורה, משה ראה אותו כל הזמן. פעם אחת ראו אותו עם ישראל, one time, אברהם saw him, יעקב saw him, יצחק did not see him. יצחק saw is the angel in heavens, but not Hashem. But Job, he's the prophets of the Goyim, right? There was 2 prophets of the Goyim. Job. But he was so holy, there's another prophet, Bilam. Bilam went with the donkey, the Shrek movies from donkey, the Bilam. But Job loved Hashem. The Satan says to Hashem, it's impossible that a Goy loves you like this, like a Jew. Can I test him? He says, yeah, but don't do anything to his neshama. Come the Satan, killed all his children, boys and girls, burnt all his property. He was rich. It was unbelievable. Never ever. His wife says, curse Hashem so you die. Because Sheva, that the 7 night laws, if you curse Hashem, you die. For Jews too. אסור לקלל את השם. אסור לקלל אף אחד. You're not allowed to curse anybody. איוב לא יהודי. הוא היה יועץ פרעה. Yeah. And Eov, his wife says, go ahead, curse Hashem, because you die. Everything. He says, no. He says, I see Hashem through my body. He says, אני רואה את Hashem דרך הגוף שלי.
Wow.
נכון? He says, if you look at you, like, who can create such thing? Today, with all technology, nothing. They can even invent a mosquito. Mosquito, you cannot make today. Right?
למעשה גם נוח ליהודי, אף אחד לא יהודי לפני...
הם היו עברים, עברים עד אברהם שהיה מעבר לכולם.
אברהם אבינו היה העברי הראשון.
כן, אבל נוח לדוגמה, היה לו את ספר היצירה. The book of creation was given to אדם הראשון. לא, קודם כל אדם. After the sin, Hashem sent the angel to give him the book of יצירה, the book of creation. I have it, I'll show you. 32 נתיבות is 2,000 words. אבל this is a secret, you can create anything just by reading. אתה יכול לעשות, אתה רוצה כבש על האש, אתה מדבר, יוצא כבש על האש. אתה יכול לעשות בן אדם, you can make a person. And then he transferred all the way to Abraham, all the way to Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva translated. Nobody understood except Noah, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Yosef even did not understand it. He came to Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva, Hashem, before Moshe died, he showed him all the generation until Mashiach. Hashem says, stop, what is this? I see a guy teaching 1,000 halachot on the ktarim, on the crowns of the אותיות, התגים. 1,000 הלכות רק מהתגים. הוא אומר לו, מה זה? אני לא יודע את זה, תן לו, הוא היה צריך לקבל את התורה. כן, אז רבי עקיבא אומר, כל מה שאני יודע זה משה רבנו. 1300 years after Moshe, he showed him all the world, everything until Mashiach.
השם רצה לתת את התורה, הלך למואב,
כן, למואב ומדיין, נכון.
אמר לו, אתה מוציא לקבל תורה, אמר לו, מה כתוב בה?
נכון.
אמר, לא תרצה, אמר לו, זה לא בשבילה.
נכון.
הוא בא לאדום, אומר להם, אתה מוציא לקבל את התורה? אמרו, מה כתוב בה? אמר להם, לא תנאף, אמר לו, לא, זה בשביל לתת לישראל.
אני רוצה להגיד תודה לאשתי שמכינה לנו את הצ'ולה.
שאלתי אם רוצים את התורה, אמרו לו, נעשה ונשמע.
כן. לא, שאלו כמה, אמר חינם, תן לנו 2.
לא, זה בדיחה, אבל הם אמרו לו, נעשה ונשמע. הוא אומר, טוב, זה תורה נעשה. קודם נעשה ואחר כך נשמע.
וואו.
חזק ברוך. אז עכשיו, the question is asked, why Hashem allowed 6 million people to die? It's very hard. זו שאלה של השאלות. Why Hashem let this happen? So,
Well,
I'll tell you.
Hashem.
Yeah, no. So 85% of them were not even Jewish. Just so you understand. They were Jewish 4 generations ago when they left. This is not from me. This is from the books of the Holocaust, from many professors, many, scientists, many rabbis. The best answer I ever heard in my life was from Rabbi Lau. Rabbi Israel Lau is the head of the Ashkenaz rabbi in Israel. כן, הוא ראש האשכנזים, היה הראשון לציון של האשכנזים, וכל המשפחה שלו מתה, the whole family lost. Only him survived.
In the Holocaust.
כן, כולם מתו, כולם. 10, כולם מתו, והוא ניצל. And when he came to Israel, I was a kid. As a kid, he was a religious, his father was a rabbi. He said something amazing, and I just posted, on this. They interviewed him. I heard this a few years back, but they interviewed him again. He says, don't ask where Hashem was at the Holocaust. Ask where we were at the Holocaust. We left Hashem. Hashem told us in the Torah, Aster Panai, I will hide you'll go, I'm giving you a warning. Whoever read the Torah, this is like a warning. You see all the goods, Hashem says, I give you the good, and I give you the bad. I give you the life, and Chaz v'Chalila, death. So Rebbe Lau says this. He says, if I come of the Holocaust and let Hitler change me from Jew to a non-observant Jew, he won. If I stayed with Hashem, we won. He says, I did that, and today I have dozens and dozens of grandkids and great-grandkids, a family, a yeshivot, everything. We are above nature. He says, if you took us, any other country, you do them to the Holocaust, they will never survive, none of them. We, the Jews, are above nature. Imagine being in the Holocaust. Even take away for 1 second the torture. Have you ever been in the cold of Europe without anything on you?
No.
The freezing cold,
yeah,
many people die within 2 days. Like in the earthquake that happened in Turkey, people yell for 2 days. After 2 days, stop yelling. There was freezing. They were still alive, but they froze to death.
They survived the earthquake, but they...
Yes. They didn't survive the Elohim Yishmor, the Korah. Yes, Mom? אחד מהמכוניות שלכם. Which car? BMW. You have BMW? זה תעשה האלארם. כן. You see, women, they hear everything. There's children. Thank you, love.
But Hashem did it before when it was Noach, right?
Yeah.
He killed everybody else except Noach and...
Yeah, because Hashem, in the door of Adam Arishon, people live to, they could never die, really. They could live forever. Adam ate from the tree. It's okay. No karaklu.
Noach was the last person.
That's a difficult. No, it's very hard. He can never. I'm telling you what. Yes, this call. I will tell you something about
that's a very difficult.
The Chafetz Chaim. You know, the Chafetz Chaim, Rabbi Israel Kohen.
I don't know.
Hey, he was my sparring partner.
You know, the Chafetz Chaim warned the Jewish and European to leave Europe in 1923. He did a big kenes. That's when the Daf Yomi started. He says, leave Europe. Holocaust is coming. Leave. They just got out of a war, First World War, right?
Yeah.
And it says, get out. You know how many people left from 6 million? 19,000.
Wow. Nobody believed.
Nobody
Yeah,
believed.
it's hard to believe that something like this is going to happen.
Imagine you're a bank manager, you're the government, you're a teacher, you're a billionaire, you owns, you know, the Jews owned everything in Europe. Same happened with Spain, same thing. Everything. But the Chafetz Chaim says, get out, get out, get out. Leave. Holocaust is coming. 1924, which is almost, 15 years before the Holocaust, really. Can. Now, let me give you another rabbi. It was not religious in the Holocaust. This is a real tzaddik, I have to tell you. Baruch Hashem. Kulchem. So it says there is a rabbi named Porat Yosef. You heard of him? You know, his family also. So his whole family is gone. And he was not religious when he came to Israel. And he became religious and he started investigating why Hashem did this. It's a question of question. How can Hashem? What happened to all the tzaddikim? Why the rabbis died? Why, all kinds. What is this? And he came up with the answer. He says, we learn from the Torah that when Hashem took the people out of Egypt, told them to count the Omer, right? 49 days, they were at the 49 gates of Tumah. They were like Egyptian. They were completely Egyptian. They left Hashem in Egypt too. And when he took them out on the 50th day, he came to give them the 10 Commandments. And when Hashem spoke, everybody died. The Neshama left them and Hashem restored them. He says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu did the same thing for the Holocaust people. He had to die on Kiddush Hashem, בגלל the Jewish. רק בגלל שהם יהודים הם מתו. שום דבר אחר. לא היו גנבים, לא רוצחים, לא... רק בגלל שהם יהודים. Only because they're Jewish. Says Rabbi Porat Yosef, and he lost it. He says, this is the reason Hashem restored them so they go directly to heaven. Because if not, they will never go to heaven.
Is it possible at all that just like the story of Job where God told the Sitra Achra, okay, do what you want?
Yes.
Maybe he told the Sitra Achra, do for the Holocaust. It's like,
so there's a lot of warning in between. I'll give you an example. You heard of the Nuremberg trials? Nuremberg, right?
Yeah.
Many people don't know, but before the trial, there was the laws of Nuremberg.
Mm-hmm.
That was the laws before the Nazis. They gave laws to the Jewish people in Europe. It's like the 10 Commandments. Don't mix with us.
Mm-hmm.
Don't marry us. Don't be like us. Keep your Shabbat. When they came out to all the businesses and stuff, burning them, right? They put soldiers, SS, in all the businesses in Europe, right? Yeah. And you know what it was? It was Shabbat. They say, you open, this is Shabbat. Where you open your store? Hitler saying to the Jews of Europe, it's Shabbat, keep Shabbat. Hitler told them to leave too, before he started doing all the craziness.
He was partially Jewish, Hitler.
Some say, I don't know. Some say it was some lineage.
He tried to hide it, I think.
At the end, the Jews are the worst enemies of the Jews. Period.
Today.
Like today. You see what happened in Israel? Today, Jews goes with Arabs, terrorists, support them. Not supporting, Israelis, Jewish people, that Holocaust survivor, nothing. Crazy. So Hashem, when it comes to the Satan, we have a choice. At the end, Job survived. And Hashem restored everything times tenfold. He gave him back his kids, of born again kids and daughters, and he had a lot of fortune. When Moshe Rabbeinu sends the spies to Israel, Shlach Lecha, right? Mm-hmm. Shlach Lecha. They say, Shlach Lecha for you, not for me. I know what I'm giving you. Nachon? And what Moshe says to them? Moshe says to the spy, there were 12, 10 bad, 2 good, right? Kalev ben Yefuneh and Yoshua ben Nun, the other 10, Chalapanim. He says, look, do me a favor, see if there is one tree there. There's only one tree. There's millionaires and there's millions of trees. What do you mean one? he was talking about Eov. He says, if Eov is still alive, we cannot come in yet. The tree that survived. And that's why when the Meraglim came, Eov died. And a lot of funerals, right? They say, Eretz ochelet yoshveha. Kula metim. That's the Eov died then. Moshe wrote the book of Eov.
But one of them, Meraglim, wasn't it Pinchas, one of them?
So it's actually later on. It's Kalev ben Yefuneh and Yoshua ben Nun. Pinchas came after. Okay? Pinchas will be Eliyahu Navi.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Be'ezat Hashem, this is a little bit of this. But the second part, כן.
עוד בזמן יציאת מצרים, אחרי יציאת מצרים,
כן.
אמר לא להתבולל, נכון? כי למה? שלא יעבדו
אלוהים אחרים.
אנשים, כמו שאתה, הבת של פרעה לשלמה המלך, אנשים משכנעות את הגברים.
נכון.
כמו חווה ממנו.
הנה, פנחס, 24,000 died from the tribe of Shimon because they went with the women. 24,000 מתו in a couple hours. Today we're going to celebrate Yom HaAtzmaut next week on Monday. You know, when people say Yom HaAtzmaut is the biggest lie of the left. There's no Atzmaut in Israel. People are afraid to go in the street, stabbing, killing, for the last, 75 years. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
Right? And Atzmaut Israel.
Rockets.
There is no Atzmaut. Zero. You know how many, every day in Yerushalayim, every night, 56 cars are stolen, every night. And the police doesn't do anything about it. Zero. Every day there's 40 terror attacks you don't hear about. Every day Arabs rape and steal from homes. Every day all over Israel.
And shoot.
Every day in Israel there is gangster from the Arabs. Chasut, shamat al dmei chasut.
So how come we don't hear about it?
Because the left let them. The Bagatz, the creation of Israel was not for the Jews.
The media is fake.
Yeah. Israel created not for the Jewish people. The original Israel is not allowed to be created only when Hashem tells you to come. You cannot come and build Israel without Hashem's order.
But didn't Hashem help us in all the war?
Hashem gave it to us because of Bet HaMikdash, because of Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, because the merit to be righteous. Hashem says, I give you the land of Israel, but there is a condition right next to it. But if you don't listen to me, I will throw you out. Hashem said that in the Torah. I'll give you the land of Israel. אתן לכם את הארץ, אבל אם בחוקותיי תלכו, right? בחוקותיי, in Parashat Ki Tavo, there's 159 curses.
In the Torah?
Yes.
Yes.
Parashat Ki Tavo 98 and 49 in Parashat Bechukotai. Hashem says, look, if you don't do this, here's the punishment. Is the Holocaust, is the pogroms, is the Spanish, is the Roman, is the Greeks. Hashem lists them all. It's like I give you a test and I say, here, look in the back, here's all the answers. How can you fail? The problem, we are the only nation in the world that received the Torah from Hashem, and we fight it more than any other nation. There's 195 countries in the world. 85 of them go by the Torah. The other remainders, some of the Torah. There's very few that has nothing to do with the Torah. Like China, communism. Communism, zero Torah. All those, but what I'm saying to you, as far as countries count, most of the religion based on Torah.
Yeah. Christianity is based on
it's all Torah. Yeshua, Jesus was Jewish. He's a reform. He's the first reform.
The supper was a Seder.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing is that we have to understand, Jewish doesn't mean be a Jewish, be a real Jew. Right? The people of Israel, imagine this. Kol milchamot, all the wars the people of Israel went in the Torah, not even one person got wounded. When Moshe was alive, nobody died. Lo nifza. Yoshua went to war, 31 kings, won them all except one that he didn't go to. 36 people died. He says to Hashem, you said I'll win everything. I say, yeah, I told you also to go to every war.
היו 12 מרגלים, 10 בהם מתו.
כן.
נענשו על מה?
על זה.
על הוצאת דיבה.
על הארץ לשון הרע. אתה יודע מי אלה 10 האלה? יוסף, האחים של יוסף. הנשמות שלהם בגלגול.
כן?
10 הרוגי מלכות זה הם גם כן. רבי עקיבא אחד מהם.
זה השבטים.
זה השבטים.
10 tribes.
למה השבטים לא רצו להיכנס? Why the 10 tribes didn't want to go to Israel? Did you ever think about it? למה?
לא לעשות מצוות.
You know, they were in the desert for 40 years, right? They are kings of each tribe. They have the man, they have the water of Miriam, they have the clouds of glory, they're powerful.
Why go?
Why?
Leave it all.
There's a mitzvah when you come to Israel, Som Tasim Alecha Melech, make yourself a king from your own people. They don't want to lose. They were the first dirty politician.
Right, politician.
Yeah, politica. That's why they planned it ahead. They said, Vayilchu, Vayavo. They went discuss and came back. So here, they start with good. You know, every lie has to have a little bit of truth. Right? They said they come, oh, this beautiful land, but. Efes. And they even say, we look like in our eyes, like Chagavim. Not in their eyes, in our eyes. So from that, giant. There were 4 giants. Katuv in Bereshit that there were malachim that was laughing at the creation of Hashem, saying, "What is this Bnei Adam doing all this sin of all this craziness?" So Hashem says, "Why don't you go down and try, see how you can?" So came two malachim and fell in love with the daughters of the land, and they created 4 giants. Nephilim, giant, until Moshe killed Og Melech HaBashan, right? That was one of them. And even, there was Talmai, Sheshai, with Abraham Avinu and Me'arat HaMachpelah, all Mishpacha Shel Anakim, it's all giants. Those are the angels that fell to earth. There is 2 of them still alive.
How can angels go with women?
When they come to earth, they become human. An angel is above. What we call, מה אתה רוצה? פה מימין או יש העץ בחוץ? מה שאתה רוצה. אבא שלי היה אומר, לך הנה העץ שם. פה מימין בעזרת השם. לא, זה בסדר, נעשה הפסקה קצרה, תאכלו קצת, בעזרת השם. עכשיו, תראה, also we had, we are the people of Israel, the strongest country in the world. If you look at us today, we're stupid. We're not really strong. Today we have the best military in the world, but any kid can come with a gun, shoot you in a car, will stab you in a knife, no F-16, no military. And then you go find him and catch him, right? And give him 5-star hotel in Israel, right? This is all the Bagatz. You know the Bagatz? You know what's Bagatz? Have you ever seen the building of the Bagatz in Israel?
The Bagatz is Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court. Bogdei Tzedek. Bagatz Rashi Tevot. Gematria Haman. 95. All the people of the Bagatz are from the same movement of the Reform, and they all, if you look at the building of the Bagatz, they have something so, on the dollar bill, there's the pyramid, right?
Yeah.
They have the pyramid on the building of Bagatz.
So משהו של הדיפ סטייט.
כן, זה של Freemason, the free builder, העולם החופשי, everything without God. זה איפה שאנחנו נמצאים היום, אתה מבין? אין עצמאות. מסכנים.
עובדי השטן הם, לא?
כן, בטח.
It's questionable to understand from American.
Yes, you have to be in Israel to understand.
Yeah.
You have to. You cannot understand.
When I went to Israel, I was in Nachla for Pesach.
Yeah, beautiful.
It was like God ate and Tachton.
Yeah, but it's nice to visit in Israel. To live in Israel is very difficult.
Yeah, recently there was 2 brothers that got murdered.
Two. There's now 6.
No, 2 brothers. He was like 16. The other one was 18.
I know, the teenagers,
right.
Before the women and the mother.
Exactly. And then there was the woman, the 2 sisters, and the mother.
I tried to convince my wife
to live.
Move to Israel.
Yeah, you should. Bezat Hashem. We're all going to Muslim.
Be in the territories.
Yes.
I got a 328 report.
Yeah, you cannot get the guns from here.
I just want an open window.
Let me tell you, in Israel, for an example, the Bagatz, right? The Bagatz, the Supreme Court, not allow Jews to have weapons, but Arabs, no problem. Israel military come home, they leave the weapon in the base.
Wow.
No, we take it home.
No, that's one you use, you and I.
No, they leave it in base?
Now, yeah, there's many Tzalchanim, Golani, they say, look, we can't even take our weapon.
Only from the election.
Eventually, I have a pulse on Nacha.
Yeah.
He was a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
So when he came back, he's the one that got me into it.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
You have to protect.
Without something.
The Torah, right. Look what's happening now in America. Right? This is the really, Hashem is showing us everything that's going to come.
Just right? The election. It wasn't like that.
אני רוצה לעשות נתת.
יש שם כוסים,
אני לא יכול, איפה?
אז תלך פה במטבח, יש. לא, יש שם על הכיור, אבל פה, במטבח, בעזרת השם, כן. So you know, today, the laws of Israel, all against Judaism. You know, what's the laws of Israel? It's the British law. What's the British law? It was against the Jews. The Supreme Courts control Israel. Doesn't matter what you vote.
That's what they're trying. This is the
right now, the
protest
reform is that to change that. This is the first time you have majority of the people of the Knesset keep Shabbat. No, please. So, but I want to finish with one thing about the Holocaust, because then you have the uprising, right? We have few men and women that decided enough is enough. When it's Akel Hashem, you know, how do we get out of Egypt? People were so comfortable no matter what, they never wanted to leave Egypt.
But they were slaves there. How they were comfortable?
Yeah, but in Goshen, nothing happened. Goshen is like Israel. It was like none of the plague. Lo kara klum, kol ha'eser makot, klum.
So they were not slaves there in Goshen?
No, they were slaves, but everything, the 10 plagues never happened in Goshen. And they were slaves for 210 years, 86 Beperach,
Right.
Convinced them. And only when they suffer so much, when Pharaoh took the babies and put them in the walls of the pyramids in Pitom and Ramses, that's the start. He says, enough is enough. Right? No, the uprising start with, usually it's one guy. It takes one guy to start everything. Right?
One movement.
But Hashem says, don't be afraid. When you fight the war of Hashem, I will help you. Hashem yilachem lachem, Hashem taharishun. מה זה taharishun? Study Torah. It's a taharishun. You know, the Torah is like an orchard, right? There's kavim. בכל התורה תסתכל, יש קווים, there's space, each word, right? It says, תחרוש בתורה, and also be silent. Don't say לשון הרע.
I have a question. In Yom Kippur and also in Sheshet HaYamim, people say that there was 10 soldiers and 3,000 Egyptians, and the Jews ran away.
Yeah, angels.
And after the war, they asked them, why you ran away? They said, there was thousands of them.
Yeah.
So what, there was angels?
Angels, malachim. Wow. That happened in Yom Ha'atzmaut. That happened in Yom Kippur, Sheshet HaYamim. In Lebanon, in Gaza, recently, there was a team that were going into a building. All of a sudden, a white dressed woman, old lady, speaking to them in Hebrew, in Gaza, said, don't go. זה הולך להתפוצץ עכשיו. רחל אימנו. 3 פעמים, 3 times. קצינים בגולני, בצנחנים, בגבעתי, ראו אותה, they record, and then she disappeared. Avraham Avinu came to do a minyan in מערת המכפלה, almost 20 years ago. You know, מערת המכפלה, there was a rich guy that donated it to Chabad. Okay? So the Rebbe, you cannot go to Israel. So there was a group of, real Orthodox that said, we want to go and live in Me'arat HaMachpelah, and there's a building there. Can we buy it from you? The Rebbe said to them, no problem. He says, how much? He says, $1. 1980. $1. But you promised me to put there hundreds of students of yeshiva. Today there's 360 students there.
Oh, really?
בתוך המערת המכפלה. Abinyan, the big building there. Wow. I've been there many times. My friend is the rabbi there. One of them. No, another guy. Oh. He doesn't like to say his name, but he was witness.
I was curious because
he says that there is a shul there that they did from the time of Avraham Avinu, and once the Yom Kippur, there's no minyan, only 9 people.
Yom Kippur, no minyan. Yom Kippur usually is
no, not now. It's a couple hundred years ago.
Oh, okay.
And Avraham Avinu showed up and missed the minyan and left. Yeah. All right. So uprising, we have to be strong. The people of Israel is the lions of the world, the Kohanim of the world. The world would not exist without Judaism. If there is no Torah, no world, period. If for 1 second there is nobody learning, then the world will destroy completely. Parashat HaShavua, we have 2 parashot, תזריע, מצורע. כתוב, אישה כי תזריע, וילדה בן זכר. Something amazing. מה זה אומר?
כי אבא שלי היה לו פעם הסבר כזה.
אז בוא נגיד לך מה אבא שלך לימד אותי. אז אומר כזה דבר. The Torah says, if a woman gets seated, she'll have a boy, guaranteed. This is the whole science of IVF. you know, מה זה IVF? מי שלא יכול להיכנס להיריון, if you can, they take from the woman and the man, and they do it, you know, outside, and they put it in the womb.
Right.
In a natural way, you have sex with your wife. Leprurvu is the first mitzvah of the Torah for bringing children. If the woman eggs is first, a boy, guarantee.
What is it? I don't understand it. What is the woman eggs first?
יש את הזרע ויש את הביצה.
Right.
נכון? אם הביצה מתפתחת יותר מהר מהזרע, הביצה מתחילה, או הפוך, מהזרע מתחיל ואחר כך הביצה, יולד בת.
זאת אומרת, אם האישה מתלהבת, אז יוצא בן.
זה ברכה, it's not just להתלהב. לא, לא, לא. It's a big source, first and foremost. You have children that's about to get married soon, or grandkids, okay? The Zohar Kadosh says, only do the mitzvah on Shabbat night after midnight. It's the best neshamot of the world come to the world. Go to the mikveh. לא, לא, יום שישי בלילה. אחרי חצות הלילה, שזה החוזק הכי חזק של השבת.
Somebody wrote us a novel, The Last Shabbos.
Yeah.
And it's about that.
Oh, yeah?
An old couple.
Yeah, the Kabbalah says the best neshamot.
I never forgot
Pray,
that.
yeah.
I forget who was Isaac. I forget.
Yeah.
But I never forgot that.
Yeah. It's the best neshamot come to the world. So it says, בבקשה, please. כן, כן.
הרעיון של, היינו, התחתנו, היינו ברחוב, היה לנו ירקן שקונים ממנו בבית מוכר. הוא מכיר אותי ואת אשתי, הוא יודע, אשתי בהיריון, יום אחד בא, שואל אותי, נו, אשתך ילדה? אמרתי לו, האמת כן, אמר לי, מה ילדה? אמרתי לו, בת. אז הוא אומר לי, בת, סימן לבנים. היה אחד שם, מה הוא אומר לי? הוא אומר לי, איך תיזהר מהרבה סימנים?
אבול בנת.
Isaac Bashevis singer.
Yeah.
The last Shabbos.
Beautiful.
I never forgot that. I'm talking from the 70s.
Yeah. By the way, here, the Torah says, continue.
No,
what you just said,
exactly.
that's the Torah they gave.
Yeah.
For the Shabbat. And now it says, Isha ki tazri'a v'yalda. It says a woman get pregnant, she have a baby. No pregnancy. The Torah doesn't say pregnant, en harayon. Right? Why? In Adam Arishon, they had a babies in 2 seconds. Katuv in the Gemara, they went 2, 7 came back. Wow. Right? Cain veHevel. Cain had 1 daughter, twin, and Hevel had 2 sisters. Okay? They're all born ready. There was no pregnancy. No, yeah, pregnancy in Herayon, Begimatria is 271. Exactly 9 months. That was one of the punishment that Chava been punished because everything they did. עץ הדת, בצעת אל דיבנים, ואל ישך תשוקתך, והוא ימשול בך. 10 curses for Adam, 10 curses for Chava, 10 curses for the snake, and 9 for the earth. Okay, for the אדמה.
למה הארץ להרגיש אותה?
כי הארץ דיברה. כל העולם דיבר בה. החיות מדברות עם האדם, נחש דיבר, נכון? The snake spoke. כמו בן אדם. The snake, there was 2 animals that spoke in the Torah. כמו בן אדם, לפני שזה, גחונו היה הולך.
ואז אלוהים קילל אותו.
כן, על גחונך תלך.
הנחש והאתון.
כן, הנחש והאתון דיברו together, the 2 animals spoke in the Torah. The donkey and the snake. Right? Together they spoke exactly 49 words.
החמה הייתה נקבה, נכון? הייתה האתון.
האתון.
האתון של בלעם.
כן.
ונפתח עליהם את האתון.
23 for the נחש and 26 for the אתון. 49 מילים דיברו ביחד. 49 gates of Tum'ah. The goyim, they sleep with animals to reach the highest level of Tum'ah.
Oh my gosh, disgusting.
That's why Ishmael, Sarah says, get him out of here, sleeps with the donkey.
Yeah.
In Gaza, in Syria, Lebanon, I've seen it myself. Gaza, everywhere. Yeah.
אדם הראשון חי 930 שנה.
נכון. היה
אמור לחיות
1,000.
70 שנה.
למי נתן?
נתן להם דוד המלך.
נכון. חזק
ואברהם
לו.
אבינו היה צריך לחיות 180 שנה. היה 175.
נכון.
5 שנים למה? בשביל שלא יראה
את העבודה זרה.
את הנכד שלו שעוד יוצא לעבודה זרה.
עשיו.
הנכד שלו זה עשיו.
Yaakov lived 147. It's supposed to be 180. Why? למה יעקב לא קיבל 180? When he went to Egypt, he was 130 years old, right? After Yosef says come.
And those 17 years are the best of Israel.
So when he comes to Egypt, Pharaoh asked him, how old are you? Well, Ben kama ata? Yaakov uses 33 words to complain. Between him and Pharaoh, 33 words. Hashem took 33 years from his life.
Oh my gosh.
147. על כל מה שהבעיות שלו עם לבן, ועם עשיו, ועם יוסף. ספר את זה כאן לפרעה. ארמניאן. לא, ארמניאן. ארמי עובד אבי, זה איפה שלבן היה. לא הארמנים של היום. כל העמים, all the nations of today, they're not the nations from the Torah. They're all gone. None of them. Like, for example, Arabs today, most of them are Greeks. Chinese are Arabs, just so you know.
Chinese are Arabs?
Better. It says in the Torah. Parashat Noach, it says in chapter 10, there is all the 70 nations after the Tower of Babel. Asinim, the Chinese are there. Everybody, yeah, Greeks, everybody. גוגו מגוג, זה אנחנו כבר באמצע גוגו מגוג. גוגו מגוג התחיל, the גוגו מגוג war started in the First World War. That's what the Chafetz Chaim says. Many tzaddikim historian says that. Until now, we're going to finish with the final. There's the First World, Second World, which include the Holocaust, and the Third World, which is about to happen right now. Everything that's happening in the world now, chaotic, right? China is lining up with Putin and Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia and Iran, the biggest enemies ever. Now they're best friends. European, all of them hate Israel. You know, if you go to the UN today, almost 90% of the UN decision against Israel.
Yeah.
There's murders everywhere in Iran. They kill hundreds of people. In Africa, in Sudan.
So Saudi Arabia now is
they're
in peace with Iran?
Yeah, they just signed. נכון.
במלחמת העולם הראשונה, אבי זוכר לברכה היה חייל. לקחו אותו לצבא, אני לא יודע, בטורקים או באנגלים, אני לא זוכר.
בטח באנגלים.
הוא נפצע, ושמו אותו בית חולים, ועוד חייל איתו מוסלם גם נפצע, שמו אותם באותו חדר. הוא ידע אנגלית המוסלם, ואבי לא ידע אנגלית. בסדר, באו ביום אחד בלילה, הוא אומר לאבי, אנחנו חייבים לברוח מפה. אמר לו, למה, מה קרה? אמר לו, אלה הרופאים אמרו שיתנו לו זריקת מוות. אז הוא אומר, אבי מספר את זה, אומר, הוא קשר קצינים, ירדו מקומה שנייה, לקח אותו לבית של יהודים. הוא לא עזב אותו, עצם אותו בבית.
תראה, יש הרבה ערבים טובים. יש הרבה.
אני רוצה להגיד לך למה כמו רבי עקיבא, ספרת, אבל תראו, זה בא, אבא שלי, אתה יודע, חי אצלם אנשים, הוא לא נעים לו גם.
כן, בטח.
הוא אומר, מה הבא לך עושה, מה זה, מה זה עוד צורף, הוא אומר, אני עבד בשבילו, אני זה התחיל, גם הוא דרכו למד זה עוד צורף. כן. אז הוא התחיל, והוא לא מסכים לקחת כסף, לא מסכים. 6 חודשים נגמרה 5.
His father was saved by an Arab. It was taken to a Jewish home. Most of it, not everything. It's okay, I'll catch up. You understand everything or most of it? No. It's okay. So his father was saved by an Arab guy. He was actually in a hospital by the British mandate. And this Arab says, listen, they're going to kill us. Let's escape. And the Arab knew a Jewish family. He took him to the Jewish family. And his father says, let me do something where I don't have any money to pay. They said, no, we'll pay you. He learned how to be a jeweler from the guy. They said, no, I don't want to get paid. Let me, you host me. I have no home, nothing. Let me at least do that. Okay. כן, תמשיך.
בקיצור, גמר, אז הוא בא, נגמר המלחמה, אמר להם, אני עוזב. הוא היה נולד בבגדד, גדל בבגדד, זה קרה בנצרי, זה איפה שאברהם אבינו.
כן, בשכם? לא, בחברון, סליחה.
לא.
אור כסדים. אור כסדים?
אור כסדים,
כן. נמרוד, כן.
ושם נסע, אמר, אני אסע, אז היא אמרה לו, אספה לו להביא לו שקית, אמר לו, אמר לו, אני לא צריך זה, אמר לו, זה, בעלי אמר שתוכל לפתוח את החיים שלך.
וואו.
הוא נסע לבסקה, וברוך השם משם...
חזק.
זה מה שהוא אמר, לא לקח כסף, מאבא שלי 6 חודשים עובד,
מה זה?
וממצילים אותו, מה איך יקר להם כסף?
כתוב בתורה, כי תקנה עבד עברי, if you buy a Hebrew servant, the most you can have him 6 years, and then you have to send him with food and money and fortune, I mean, enough to start his life. זה בדיוק ככה. 6 חודשים.
נשבע לך, סיפרת את הסיפור, אמרתי, זה בדיוק סיפור, לא בדיוק, אבל זה הסיפור שווה לסיפור של אבא שלי.
So now,
we can find all of these things in terms of not hitting 180. In the Midrash,
so it's a Midrash, it's a the Gemara, Midrash.
Okay.
Oh, you just get my all in my books. I wrote 12 books. 6 in Hebrew, 6 in English.
No, because I go through the Gemara.
Yeah. The Gemara, it's in the Gemara too. It's also in the Midrash.
Like for Moshe Rabbeinu.
For Moshe, it's even in the Torah in Rashi for Yaakov that losing 33 years.
Right. Thank you.
Let's continue. So the male control the female as far as the birth. Anekeva et ben. Okay. Now, you know, it says, what's a ben? What do you call a ben in Hebrew?
Son.
Zachar.
Zachar.
Son.
In Hebrew.
In Hebrew, it's a Hebrew for English. Son. Son, Zachar. And bat, Nekeva. Katuv Torah, it says in the Torah, if you have a boy, you have to be 7 days, right, impure. Sheva Yamim. And when it comes to Nekeva, 14 days, right? Altogether is actually 40, 7 plus 33, and then 14 plus 66, 80. 40 and 80, okay?
I'm losing you a little bit, so you need to be
Zachar.
You need to wait until you have sex with your wife?
Yes, so days? She has to have 14 days, at least 7 days of impurity plus another 7 days. You know, the doctor did not understand why do you have to wait another 7.
No, thank you.
Huh? Why do you have to do an extra 7?
Why?
Adon Shemesh. Lama tzarich. Why do we have to do 14? The Torah said do 7 plus 7, right? Why 14 days? The doctors in the world always say you don't have to wait. And the Torah, the Gemara says you'll never get pregnant if you have sex in the extra 7 days. Impossible. It takes 7 days for the wall of the womb to be built. After the 7 days of Tumah. Okay, now Zachar, the letter Zayin is the 7th letter in the Hebrew. That's why you have to wait 7 dalet, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zayin. 7. Achor is the 7th, the Makom HaShvi. Nun is the 14th letter in the Hebrew. Right? So you have to have 14 days. Zachar in Hebrew, Gimatria Bracha, 227. Why do we say Baruch Shelo Asani Isha?
Thank God we were all the time. I'm saying it every morning.
So let me tell you why.
I'm happy saying it.
Lama, why?
I don't want to be pregnant.
You know why?
I don't want to
we men can do almost triple the amount of mitzvot that women can.
Right.
God forbid, somebody die, a woman cannot say Kaddish. All the mitzvot that time bound, כל mitzvot שהזמן גרמן, נשים פטורות, לא צריכות.
I don't need to.
613 מצוות, והן חייבות רק בשבע.
יש אומרים שיותר, תלוי גם, יש גם את המצוות של טהרה, של טהרת המשפחה, כשרות, שבת, יש הרבה, חייבים בהרבה.
אבל מדברים על 7 מרכזיות.
כן, אבל לאלה ש...
They don't have to learn Torah too, right?
No, they have to learn Torah. They don't have to learn Gemara. They have to know the Torah.
Every day, like the men's need every day to learn Torah.
Everything, but they need halachot. And they also need to know the Torah. Why? It says, Ve'al titosh Torah timecha. Don't leave the Torah of your mother. Our father usually fight with the son. Learn Torah.
So if the woman is not obligated to do mitzvot.
No. Who said no? That's not what I said. She has to do mitzvot.
But not all.
For women. Not all the mitzvot men does. Okay? That's why we say Baruch Shelo Asani Isha. We thank Hashem for giving us more mitzvot. A woman is much better than us.
I thought we said it because we don't need to get pregnant and we don't need to deal with all this baloney.
I'll tell you.
That's why when I said.
Let me tell you a story about pregnancy. In 1928, this young woman, she was a teenager. She came to a store of, actually they said 2 Moroccan, husband and wife had a small store, just selling fruit and vegetables and couple. And she was crying, walking in the store, crying. And the mother came to her and says, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Can I help you? You don't have to pay. Take whatever you want. This young girl was so touched by it. She started crying and hugging her, the lady. The lady said, what's wrong? There's something else going on here. She says, I'm about to go do an abortion. And I don't have the money enough. I raised, but I don't have all the money. And the abortion is today. My husband just dropped me off. My boyfriend, I'm sorry, not even a husband. This woman said to her, listen, please, do not abort this. We'll pay for everything you need. This is your store. Come every day, take food, I'll buy everything for the babies, diapers, whatever you need. Don't kill the baby, please. I'll give you everything. If that's, you don't. She convinced her. She kept the baby. Who is this baby become? Rafael Eitan, the head of the camp. The best ever in the history of Israel, head of military. The best general. מישהו הרג אותו. He was the best. Wow. Yeah. The best. He knew, and he always said, you can never make peace with the Arabs. Everything that's happened today, already told everybody. He died 11 years ago. And he said everything that's happening today, him and Kahana and many others, said the Torah says, don't trust the Arabs. It says in the Torah, Mokesh Yilachem, don't make peace with them. They're a bomb on you. Why? Because Ishmael, what's Ishmael curse? Pere Adam, Yado Bakol Viat Kolpo. He's not a human. Arabs, they kill like crazy. Like who goes and shoot kids? Everywhere, right? But there is good Arabs. Many, many good Arabs. There's Arabs that believe in God, right? If the Arabs truly believe in the Quran, the true Quran is actually praises Israel. Muhammad says the people of Israel belong to Israel. We don't belong to Israel. They are called, he gave us the name, the book, the people of the book, Am HaSefer, the Muhammad Natan. Muhammad used to be a servant for 14 years for a rabbi in Medina. Yeah. And he asked him, I want to write some of what you said to my people. I want to teach. The rabbi said, I can't. You have 7 Noahide laws. That's all you need. I'll teach you the 7 Noahide laws. And he wrote in his...
Muhammad רצה שהיהודים ילכו איתו לכם לכבוש מדינות, והם לא הסכימו.
כן. But the new generation of so-called Arabs and today, they don't believe in the Quran. They say they believe, but they don't. לא, אנחנו קיבלנו תורה 3,335 שנה.
נכון, והם קיבלו אותם...
הם 2,000 שנה אחרי.
2,400 שנה.
2,000 שנה. קודם כל the Christianity. 1,500. About 14 something, almost 1,500.
אבל הקדוש ברוך הוא אמר להגר, אני אעשה אותו לגוי גדול.
כן.
היום הם כמעט שליש העולם.
There is a thing in the Gemara says that there was one thing Hashem is sorry about that he made, Ishmael.
Yeah. Because he had such rahmanis.
Yes. But
over and above,
this parasha, we talk about Lashon Hara, right? What's Metzorah, Tazriya, Metzorah? Why they're together? Everything is in the seed. You take a seed today of mankind. You don't even see it in the naked eye, right? You don't even see it. You can make a whole human. One cell in English, DNA, right?
Right.
DNA in Hebrew, Adonai. The sequencing of the DNA is the name of Hashem, Yud He Vav He, in the nano measurement. Okay? When you speak Lashon Hara, Hashem gives you a warning shot. First, it's outside, then it comes on your home, then it comes on your clothes, then it comes on you. It gives you a chance to do tshuva. In the old days, there were no doctors. You come to the Kohen, say, Kohen, look what I have here. Yeah. The Kohen says, listen, you're going to go now quarantine for 7 days. You do tshuva. When you speak Lashon Hara, you actually take another person's life outside of their cycle. שאומרים לשון הרע, פוגע במשפחה, זה כתוב, זה כמו רצח. It's like murder, שופך דמים.
מה זה נקרא, לדבר לשון הרע?
הכל, סתם לדוגמה, אתה אומר...
אתה מדבר על מישהו מרחל.
כן, מרחל, או מישהו בא לך, תגיד, אתה מכיר את הבחור הזה, ואתה אומר, כן. מישהו בא, somebody comes to you, do you know this guy? Do you know Gal? I want him to work for me. Even if you just go, he didn't say a word, he just made a face, לשון הרע. Because now he lose parnasa, another person will not hire him, another person, one guy.
That means if you talk about somebody,
and
he gets cursed.
So the Gemara says 3 are get hurt, and we learn this from the Torah. The one that speak lashon hara, misha medaber. The one that hears lashon hara, whoever hear it, whoever spoken about. When is we saw that in the Torah? Miriam, Aharon, and Moshe. Miriam spoke lashon hara. Moshe and Aharon. All 3 of them died in the desert. אהרון כן נענש. מתו לו 2 בנים, כנגד, כן. והוא גם לא נכנס לארץ הקודש. כן, בקרובי הקדש. But he did not enter the land of Israel. זה העונש שלו, like Moshe, like Miriam, all 3.
But why Miriam was punished? What she said about Moses?
You know what Miriam said? Just so you know. She did not say lashon hara. The Gemara says, she just said, why Moshe left Tzipora?
Yeah.
Because Moshe is with Hashem every day.
Right.
You have to be pure all the time. You cannot, when you touch a woman, you have to go to mikveh. Right? If you want to speak to Hashem.
Okay.
When Hashem says to him, Shal na'alecha me'ar raglecha, he's get divorced.
Oh, he's get divorced?
Yeah.
I thought to take your sandals off.
No, that's the physical thing. Pam, an Arab guy was arguing with me about Judaism and religion. I say, you're right. When Moshe went to the mountain to receive the Torah, he took his shoes, put them there. Came Muhammad and stole them. So he says, Muhammad was not even there. I say, exactly. So what are you arguing? So, we'll see about Miriam. You know what Miriam said? She just said, why Moshe left? She had a hard feeling for Tzipora. Not even bad about Moshe. She says, I'm a prophet. אני גם נביאה, לא עזבתי את בעלי.
Right.
You know who's the husband of Miriam?
No.
Kollel ben Yefuneh. Ba'ala. She didn't leave Kollel. Aharon did not leave his wife. Bathsheba. Huh? מי חי יותר?
קולל בן יפונה, כי הוא הלך
כן. קולל הוא נכנס לארץ, כמובן. When she spoke bad, she was 7 days quarantine. And became the מצורע. She lost all her color, became white. The first tzaraat in the world was lashon hara of Adam and Chava. The leprosy came to the Nachash. That's why the Nachash loses his skin all the time. And we have seen now, before Adam was not skin, was light. Or. לא היה אור. אור, החליף השם את האלף. אור, העיוור. Now we every day, billions of cells die in our body. You should stink, right? All the time. Hashem created such a machine that eats those things. We have microbials, worms in our body, billion of them that digest everything, eat everything, take the psolet, put it out there, the good food stay. When people ate the man for 40 years, never bathroom.
That's crazy.
It's amazing, huh? אף פעם לא אכלו שירותים. לא היה... זה היה אוכל של מלאכים. הכל נקי, בול מה שהגוף צריך.
נדב ואביהו נשרפו באש.
בלילה הראשון, נכון?
כן, למה? כי מה עשו? הם עשו...
באו לעשות תיקון.
לא, הם רצו...
אש זרה. כן.
אש קדושה, הקודש שרפה אותה.
כן, נכון.
כי מה עשו? הם התקרבו לקודש יותר מדי.
נכון.
וזה מה אני אומר, אסור להגיד למישהו, אל תעשה ככה, אל תעשה...
כלום.
אני לא יודע אם הוא באמת רוצה ככה,
אנחנו לא מבינים כלום. But Hashem says only Aaron can come to the Holy of Holies. Only the Kohen Gadol. They were not Kohen Gadol. They were the son of the Kohen Gadol.
נכון, הם יותר חכמים ממנו אפילו.
You know what? Tonight is the yahrzeit of Ma'archu, Rabbi Chaim Vital. You heard of Rabbi Chaim Vital? Rabbi Chaim Vital was the student of the Arizal. Okay. The Arizal. He wrote all the book of the Arizal. He's the Tzaddik Olam. He's the only one that can understand what the Arizal meant and write the Zohar. Because of them, we know the Zohar. Yeah. He wrote several books. And Ishara Gilgulim, he says that actually Nadav and Avihu is Adam and Noach came to do tikkun.
Wow.
For the wine they drank. Noach got drunk.
Yeah.
Right? Adam got drunk. Etz Hadat is wine. The wine of heavens, you just took a little sip, you drunk for like eternity. Better. You know, when Hashem rose Adam, when he gave him Vayda Nefesh Chaya, Adam rose, all the world bowed to him. The angels, they thought it was Hashem. They never seen Hashem before. They said, oh, Hashem. Hashem says, no.
הוא אדם אמר לאדם, אם תאכל מעץ הדת תמות, מות תומת. ואמר לחווה, הוא לא אמר, אני אלך לשכנע אותה, היא תאכל, והיא תשכנע אותו לאכול ימות, ואני אקח אותה.
נכון, בסוף הוא נענש.
ככה זה המומי, אתה רואה, המומיות.
אומרים, נגמר השס. כן, כן.
עכשיו האדם היה באמת, כמות נראה או שזה היה אור?
הוא היה בגובה של 1,000 אמות, 500 מטר. בראשון, אור, היה כולו, כשאנחנו עושים הבדלה, אנחנו שמים את הציפורניים, ורואים את האור, נכון? ככה היה אדם, בלי הבשר, רק אור. ציפורן, היה כמו ציפורן, כל הגוף ציפורן. היה, yes, we do the הבדלה, we see, that's how אדם. אדם used to take 7 steps in the whole world, 7 צעדים מכל העולם. היה לו חם, he was hot, he would take the cloud and put above his head. כן, כן, air condition. Adam Arishon was Netzer Abriya. You know, the first tshuva in the world, you heard of the first tshuva? Mi asa tshuva. Who did the first tshuva? Second. First. Cain. Cain. After 130 years, Adam was punished in the, you know, there's 7 worlds underneath our world. 6 actually. There's this one and 6 more. 7 world מתחת לעולם. בתוך העולם. יש רקיעים ויש עולמיות. כל מיני עולמות. צייה, כל מיני. So he was thrown all the way to the bottom, and then Hashem, after 130 years, let him out. And he sees his son. He said, "You're still alive? You murder my brother, my son, your brother." He said, "There's a thing called tshuva." He says, "Hashem, forgive me." Right? Hashem forgave him. He said, "Na'avanat." Before everybody wanted to kill, he said, "Nobody will touch you now." Asa tshuva. Shvi'i. Yeah. Okay. So, yes. You know, like for an example, there is a lot of what do you think? You think it's UFOs, or you see, you know,
people said that UFOs
coming from the underneath. There is a world. There's one world has all creatures. There's one world, all people look the same, exactly the same. There's no sun there. There's a world has all kinds of, you know, what do you call it? Minotaur, half human, half, יש עולם שכולו חצי אדם, חצי חיה. כל מה, everything you see in the Sratim, in the movies, is from the Torah, from the Zohar, the Kabbalah, you know, the Gemara, everything. We'll finish.
רוב האנשים לא מאמינים. רוב האנשים אבל לא מאמינים שיש.
אנשים טיפשים.
אבל
יש. You know, 7 עולמות מתחת. כן. You want me to tell you what they are? I have a,
where's the entrance?
In the ocean, like, you know, one rabbi drowned in the ocean. All of a sudden, somebody came, saved him, and opened the door into another world in the ocean. Until, just so you know, until the destruction of the second temple, they used to visit a lot. Right? Abamim, right? What's Abam? Etzem bilti mezue, or you know, aliens. Aliens are lives in the ground, in different world. The Tanaim says, please don't come out anymore. There is even one case in the Gemara that they came after with the Amoraim. You know, the Tanaim is 2,000 years ago. Right. They wrote the Mishnayot, 4,192 Mishnayot. Every Tana that appears in the Gemara by name, mechayem etim. Every Tana that's mentioned his name can bring a person to life. You know, the Baba Sali's grandfather, Rabbi Yaakov, I don't know if you know, but Morocco was very bad to the Jews, not always good. So once there was a murder in the community, and they blamed the Jews. So Rabbi Yaakov was the head rabbi of Tefillah there. So he says, where is the dead person? It was right before Shabbat. They said, I prove it to you that we did not kill him. So they took him to the cemetery. They took his body out. He did a couple of, the person woke up, sat down. They said, who killed you? They said, this Arab guy that you know, we had a money issue, he killed me. And you put him back to sleep, died.
Wow.
Rabbi Yaakov, Abir Yaakov. The father said, please, can you give them the life? He said, no. It's from Hashem. כן, הסבא.
זה קבור במצרים?
כן.
אני הייתי בקבר שלו, שלא נכנסתי, אבל בחוץ.
סליחה רגע, הסבא של מי הוא היה?
של בבא סאלי, רבי ישראל. רבי יעקב, שאומרים אביר יעקב, זהו. הבבא סאלי, for an example, the Baba Sali, when he was 6, he knew the whole Torah by heart. 6. 7, he knew the Gemara.
His neched is in Israel now.
Yes. Many. His neched is my chavruta. I have one chavruta in Yerushalayim, his grandson. Rabbi Shlomo Busso. Kodesh Kodashim. Whenever I go, he teach me. It's amazing. No, but the thing is, people, you say they don't believe. What the Rabbi Eyal Golan, no? Says, Mí she'ma'amin lo mefached. Or believe that is not afraid. No, but in a sense, it's been said in the Gemara already. I say people, really, they're causing problem to themselves because they leave Hashem. Hashem has the word of Shaddai, right? Shaddai is Shomer Daltot Israel, right? Is the keep. If you take Hashem from Shaddai, you have shed, you have demons left. They control you. That's your world now, right? Shaddai in Gematria is 314. Is the pi formula, right? You can measure everything by 314. Pi. The book of Bereshit, if you read the first verse, is the entire secrets of all measurements in the world. By the Gematria, everything.
No, but which pasuk?
The Bereshit bara Elohim.
אני רוצה לספר לך משהו על תפילין.
Please.
בשנת 2000, בחודש דצמבר, קיבלתי סטרוק. הייתי בית חולים שבוע, לא משנה, לא שחק אני ש...
רפואה שלמה, לא?
סטרוק שלא ידעת אפילו את הסטרוק. היה לי סימנים, לא הבנתי, לא משנה, אבל מה הציל אותי? התפילין שאני מניח כל יום, לא הייתי דתי,
לא חשוב.
אני מהתפילין כל יום, הדלת הזה מאחורה, שהקשר הזה,
נכון.
דלת,
נכון.
דלת של החיים,
כן.
סטרוקים האלה סתומים אצלי 100% סתומים, אבל שעשו לי אמזוגרם, ואמרו לי, לרופא, אמר לי, יש לך מזל, הגוף שלך בנה עורקים חדשים הם קטנים, והם התפתחו. וואו. מה הציל אותי זה?
תפילין.
תפילין שאני מניח כל...
אתה יודע, למה שדי? יש שין, נכון? יש את השין, ראית? You see the שין?
נכון.
זה שין.
בהד.
Then דלת, מה שהוא אמר. And then the yud. You have the yud here in the kesher. שדי, you have surrounding. And the tzitzit, when you put it on, is all the Torah kula in one mitzvah. When you put the tzitzit in the morning, say, L'shem yachud kedusha baruch hu, shchanatei b'dichilu, huge mitzvah. And always have a tzitzit that covers you good everywhere. Don't have the scarf like the...
That's the first thing.
Yeah. So Bezat Hashem. Tzitzit in Gematria is 600, right?
Right.
Tzitzit, and you have 5 and 8. 613. כל הציצית זה כל המצוות. נכון? כל מילה בתורה יש לה סוד אדיר. קוד, יש כל מה שאתה רוצה.
המצוות מחולקות
248.
לא, תעשה.
מצוות עשה. כן. לא תעשה. 365. נכון. כמה בגוף יש חלקים? 248 organs. And 365 ligament. Exactly. Each mitzvah is so that. Shema Israel, there's 1,000 letters, I'm sorry. When you say Shema Israel, there's 248 words and 1,000 letters.
You mean you can make out of it?
No, you count. If you count how many words, Shema Israel, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. You count all the way until, when you repeat, you say, huh? And then you read, V'afta et Hashem Elokecha, V'haya, and the tzitzit. And when you repeat after the Chazan says, Hashem Elokeinu Emet, 248 against your body. Now, Noach, Avraham, all the way to Matan Torah, there was 248 mitzvot in the world. Noach had kosher mitzvot, right? He has to have kosher food, right? To bring all the chayot, the kshirot. That's Avraham did Brit Milah before we received the 10 Commandments. נכון?
היה בן מבוגר.
99.
עשה ברית?
איזה כאבים. בגלל זה אומרים שהוא זכה
הוא גם לבעיה, הוא גם עשה לישמעאל.
אבל למה לא עשה ברית לפני?
אתה יודע מי היה הסנדק של אברהם? Who was the סנדק of אברהם אבינו? Hashem. ויכרות עמו ברית. Hashem did the Brit Milah for Abraham. Abraham showed everybody, so everybody did. And he did to his son Ishmael from Hagar, was 13 years old. Until today, the Arabs do Brit Milah, 13.
הם הכי קרובים לדת היהודית.
אם הם מאמינים בהשם, הם הכי קרובים. אם לא, הם פר אדם.
הבעיה, הם מתפנים לשם.
כן, נכון, אבל הם מתנהגים, לא עלינו.
כן, הם מתנהגים, אומרים האבן הזאת, שהם עושים ככה, מתפללים.
אבן השתייה, אבן התשתית.
שמוחמד עלה מהאבן הזאת לשמיים.
ראית מה קרה במכה השבוע? You know, they had the Ramadan. Did you see what happened in Mecca? There were thousands of people, storm and hell like never seen. Everybody left. All of a sudden, the people were attacked by Jukim, billions of Jukim. You send it to me, or I send it to you. Send it.
I have to see.
Yeah. You know, they did September 11th.
Chaim Shapan.
Yeah, Chaim Saban, that's right. Yeah.
That's right, son.
Yes.
כמו שאתה זה שם
Chaim Saban is not a good guy, just so you know.
חיים סבן?
Yeah. He supports a lot of the craziest. Yeah, but be a good Jew. You can be a businessman. No, a billionaire בווסטווד, הוא עשה את
but he's helping the hospital.
כן. אבל הוא גם עוזר לאובמה ולקלינטונס and all this.
He's in the movies and stuff, no?
We'll finish with one story that happened in Israel 2 days ago. You know, I live in Chatzor. I was born in Sfat, and I lived in Chatzor and Rosh Pina. Yeah. And when I was a kid, we have Rabbi Chonia Magel. He's the big Tana, you know, one of the biggest tzaddikim. He's buried between Chatzor and Rosh Pina there. So we used to go pray there all the time. And now there's a yeshiva, there's like 10 minyanim, amazing. Rosh Pina, we have many minyanim. So when I was there, we barely had a minyan. We used to pray with my father every Shabbat. There's in the school every morning, but if you want to travel a little bit, you come back, there's no minyan. You have to stick to the community. So 2 Avrechim is going to the yeshiva in Chatzor 2 days ago, and they go to the bus, they sit right behind the driver. And they have, you know, Hasidim, Avrachim, they have a Gemara. I start learning Gemara. It's like 4 hours ride, you know, 3, something like whatever. They start learning. The driver says, please stop it. Don't study here. Wow. They said, listen, we have to study. They said, don't study. You're confusing me. I said, we barely talk. Just between, I can barely hear him. How can you hear us? Just move back. So they moved 2 seats back. I'm still studying, you know. They're gonna drive it again. Move back. They studied. They're almost at the half of the bus. He stops and no, move to the end. As they sit down at the end, they started studying. The driver hit a truck, got wounded like crazy.
Wow. The bus driver?
לא יודעים, אני חושב שהוא ערבי. יכול להיות ערבי. אלוהים ישמור.
Even if it's Jewish, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I want you to know. חשוב לדעת. The Torah says. And this I always say what the Torah says. You choose whatever you want. The Torah says if you not keep Shabbat, you're a goy. Period. That's what the Torah says. נכון? בפרשת ויקרא. And many times. אבל. Hashem says, I'm waiting for you. Every day you wake up, I wait for you for tshuva. אני אוהב אותך. אני מחכה לך. Come back. בכל יום. כל ישראל יש להם חלק לעולם הבא, right? No. Except there is another part. There is people that don't have a share olam haba. Who's called Kohen Levi Israel? מי שמתנהג like a Kohen, like a Levi, like Israel. They have a share world to come. Now, in the world to come, there is also cemetery. Where do you want to be? In the cemetery? Or you want to be among the living? Olam haba is here, but olam shekulo tov, no yetzer hara, no wars, everything is like Shabbat all the time. קודם כל, יבוא העולם הבא.
Do you understand what he asked? He said how you said תחיית המתים?
The resurrection of the dead. Yeah. So here's the process. First, Hashem will have Eliyahu Navi to announce Mashiach. Eliyahu will blow the shofar, the whole world. Okay. Then Hashem will bring the Bet HaMikdash ready. The third, come, Shaman, right? It's already ready. It just need to come down. Okay, maybe need some חשמל, you can do a lot.
Connect the electric.
And then he does kibbutz galuyot. Then he gathered all of us. תחיית המתים will be 40 years after.
So hold on, when the Messiah comes and we leave the US and we go
Yes,
Israel?
you can go, you'll be able to, some say, the Zohar says you can time travel. You can pray in Yerushalayim, come back to your house. Shlomo HaMelech, many Rabbanim used to time travel. The Ma'archu, Zichron Tzadik Livracha, is, he died 77 years old. He was the student of the Arizal. Tonight, light a candle in his honor. He's one of the biggest tzaddikim, Mashiach of his time. He and the Arizal are two Mashiachim. Okay? Arizal died young, 38 years old.
Wow.
Most of the tzaddikim die very young. Ramchal, Arizal. Yeah, they just come to teach and leave. The Gilgul of Neshamot of Moshe Rabbeinu, of Aaron, they're big tzaddikim. They come, they teach. Like we have the Yanuka now, right? The Yanuka is 34 years old. He knows the whole Torah by heart. Every book that's written in the world by heart. By any rabbi, by any continent.
Who is he? I'm sorry.
Yanuka, Rabbi Yaakov Be'eri, Shlomo Be'eri.
He's in Israel?
In Israel, in Rishon LeZion. Some say, is the Mashiach of our generation. He takes everything from Hashem. Any book that's written in the world, he knows by heart, even if he never seen the book.
Wow.
And he will tell you where the book was written. The Rabbanim that lives next to the house didn't know. They took him to live in Spain, in Girona, where the Ramban used to live. They hid him for many years. His father died. They hid him because since he was a baby. הוא התחיל בתור ילד, בגלל שאבא שלו מת, הוא התחיל ללמוד קשה, הוא תמיד ביקש השם ייתן לו עוד. He knows, all the Rabbanim in the world come to study with him today. כל הרבנים הכי גדולים, the biggest Rabbanim, the biggest yeshivot, they come to sit with him, study with him, have an advice. 34 years old. הוא יודע. זה קוראים לזה ינוקה. There's every generation has a ינוקה.
What is Yanuka?
ינוקה לינוק ישר מהשם. You can speak. לא, הוא יודע הכל ללימוד תורה. לא הכל. But he's also a musician. He likes to play. He plays all the music. Everybody's singing, חסידות. בעזרת השם, we need to do a concert, huh? בוא נעשה ליום העצמאות. נעשה פה.
אמרתי לו פעם, אתה תכתוב שיר והלחין לקדוש ברוך הוא.
The Baba Sali, you heard the song, Alfa Eshkona. You know the song?
Yeah.
He's actually made the music for it. When he was 8 years old, he finished the Zohar.
Oh my gosh.
But don't give up. And don't be afraid. And always know Hashem is waiting for you.
Is it possible that people that are 8 and they're already geniuses are people who are Gilgul?
Yes,
but not like every Gilgul. They didn't forget everything.
Yes.
They came with their memory.
So, Masechet,
So
very good question. So
years.
you and me and every Jew, when they are in a womb for 40 days, there is an angel named Laila. It's Masechet Sota. A Laila named angel. They come to teach everything to the baby. The neshama, before it takes 40 days for the baby to form, right? These 40 days, it teaches everything, and then it goes like this. Don't talk. Some kids talk. There was one kid, Menachem, in Netanya, 2 years old. He knew the whole Zohar, the Gemara, the Torah by heart. And all the halacha. They brought 10 Rabbanim to do, I think, tikkun for him, because he can't even speak anything like Abba, Ima, Klum, just Torah.
Wow.
Yalla.
2 years old?
Hashem, huh?
2 years old?
בנתניה.
תלמיד.
תודה. Thank you for coming. Thank you. If you don't like, we give money back, huh?
השם יברך אותך וישמרך.
גם אותך, את כולכם, את כולנו, בעזרת השם. אמן. Thank you. It's all been said before. It's
just
אין חדש תחת השמש.
being here. So once I digest this,
it's because of you here. I have to try a lot. תודה רבה, thank you. בעזרת השם, נעשה אולי איזה ניגון. שלישי אולי, כי יום העצמאות זה יום שני. נעשה יום הזיכרון ויום שלישי זה העצמאות.
זה שלך.
רגע.
יוסי, גיטאי המלך, אתה יכול להביא, טוב שם אותו,
I'm going out of town on Sunday.